everyone. I am so excited to be back here on YouTube. Back. We are going to have a really interesting conversation tonight. We're going to be talking about being open to love and all these things that we talk about, but are they really worth anything? I want to introduce myself. My name is Yonci. Y'all, I always struggle trying to read and talk at the same time. My name is Yonci. Welcome to my channel, Chasing Yonci. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. If you are returning, you know the drill that you need to drop your city and state so that I can shout you out. I would love to say hello to you guys. My mission here is to bridge the communication gap between men and women. I think that through conversations, we can really get to the heart of what we're looking for, which is a loving partner who can be with us through it all. If you have not done so already, this is the perfect time to subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit the notification bell. What that does is lets YouTube know you want to be alerted every time I drop new content. I drop content on Tuesdays and I go live on Sundays. This coming Tuesday, I have a video that I'm really excited to share with you. I spoke to somebody who is very experienced when it comes to divine energy, and we talked about the wounded feminine. And so it's really good stuff. It's stuff that men can appreciate as well. So don't be thrown off by the feminine. Men have feminine energy as well. But that's good stuff. So make sure you hit that notification bell if you want to be notified. Also, I have the Sunshine Club. Really excited about that. It says the chat is disconnected. Unable to connect chat. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me see if I can figure this out. I was wondering why you guys hadn't chatted. Please try again later. Bummer. Okay, this is really going to be a bummer if it doesn't allow you guys to chat. I had to refresh my screen because my internet was lagging, so that might be why it did that, but I really hope it works itself out. Let me try to do a test really quick, you guys. Y'all know how it is being live. Okay, so it looks like it's up and running. It probably is just a leftover message from when I disconnected the internet. So hopefully that was just a false alarm. But do me a favor, whoever's watching, go ahead and type your city and state, and I can make sure that that's working. And let me know if you could see my message, which says test. But anyway, really quickly, the Sunshine Club. I am so excited because we have a bunch of new members this month, the month of August. Last month we did amazing. It is basically a group where we have a bunch of accountability partners. We are all laser focused on some of the same goals being fitness, and then others of us have other goals we're trying to get to, but we are working together, and as they say, it takes a village. That's not just for kids. So if you guys want more information about the Sunshine Club, you can click the link in the description, and I am here to help you. We have been losing weight left and right, and it's really exciting to see the progress that we are making. All right, I think that's all the church bulletins I'm going to be getting into today. I want to see who is in the green room. Right now, it looks like I have one of my buddies here, so I'm going to bring her on. Really excited. We've got Jen in the house. Hey, girl.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for joining, even though you're behind the wheel.
No problem. Sorry, I'm like en route.
Girl, you are like a diehard. No need to apologize. Doesn't she look cute, y'all? She looks so cute with her spectacles. I like that.
Tomboy Chic here.
It is very, very tomboy chic, and it's cute.
Road trip attire.
You're giving me like Love and Basketball vibes, you know, where she can pull off both looks.
Meanwhile, I cannot play basketball, so I'm like stunning 1 second. It's whatever. I'm comfy.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny. I'm trying to figure out these comments are working or if people are just not writing anything yet. It looks as though mine is working, but there's also a little bit of a delay with people, so I don't know. And I love that you guys are hitting that like button. I haven't even asked you guys yet. Thank you for doing that. You guys know the drill. So we are going to be, well, I was going to say, unless you have anything interesting to share, I'm just going to get right into it today. We have a couple of people who are going to be possibly joining us, but not for sure. So I don't know exactly how long this video is going to be. But I want to talk about this notion of protecting your heart. Would you say, not to put you on blast, but would you say that that's something that you consciously try to do when you're getting to know people?
No.
Okay.
No, I think I've had this conversation with someone that I've been seeing for a while, and I trust people easily. I have guards, of course. I'm careful in some areas, but trying to protect my heart, absolutely not. Like I love love, and I like to fall in love and be in love. So I try to stay open to that.
Nice. I feel like a lot of people kid themselves because they feel like, oh, I'm not going to do this to guard my heart. But I feel like that notion doesn't even exist. I don't really think there's an actual way. It's not like shin guards where
like
you can.
Someone that says, I'm going to do this. I don't know. Like, I think some people do work really hard at protecting their hearts. And it appears that way, at least. Because it's like, how do you not, if you have someone that is bomb in your life, right? If they're treating you the way that you want to be treated, you have great conversation, et cetera, how do you not fall in love with them?
And I don't think it's possible.
People do put guards up, or they don't want to admit, that could be it. They don't want to admit that they're in love. That could be the issue.
That's what I think it is. I honestly think it is people trying to fool themselves. And so they say, for example, oh, I'm not going to call her. I'm not going to hit him up. Or I'm not going to do whatever. But the feelings are still there. So what you're doing is you're actually guarding people and protecting people from having access, not, from them being able to know it maybe. But I don't think that it actually stops them themselves from feeling the feelings. And I think that when we get past that idea that we can protect our heart, it allows us to really be open. And I feel like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Like, you might be disappointed. You might be bummed out. But why not have the full experience to even see what it possibly could be, as opposed to stopping yourself?
Absolutely. Like, just stay open to it. There are red flags that go for everyone. And if those red flags go up for certain people, then you for us to get in, if it's someone that you're really digging, then why fight it?
I'm so excited. So my screen is just not showing me the comments, but I actually pulled open on my phone. So I'm excited that I can see it now. So sorry guys. Hey Chastity. Hey Cass. Okay, so she can see it. And they were commenting before I even put my test thing. So I'm glad I thought to check that, because I was like, this is not like people to not be commenting at all. But I can see it now, you guys. So you can drop your cities and state. I see Long Beach for Akira. That's my girl right there. But let me know your comments. Let me know, those of you watching, do you think it's even possible to guard your heart? And this is a thing that I had this kind of like aha moment, and it's so simplistic, don't judge me guys. But I thought about it, and it's like the only real way you can get your heart really hurt is if you ignore red flags. Because I don't think that most of the average people walking around are like psychotic, pathological, I'm gonna just go out of my way to make this huge show and gesture. Like, those people exist, and you hear about those people. They have like other families in Michigan or whatever. But the average person, I think, gives red flags right away. And I think for women especially, those red flags are not giving you a lot. Because
I don't know, like I've dated someone for like almost a year with no red flags, and it was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
No.
Literally just like turned into the devil spawn overnight, and it became a very toxic situation because we both were in love with each other at that point, and it got ugly. So I think there are some slips through the cracks that occur as well, like where there aren't any red flags, and then boom, but you've been hiding your true self.
Would you say that's the norm though? Like, out of all your experiences, would you say that?
No, I wouldn't say it was the norm. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I think people show themselves to people very early on, usually.
And that's what I mean. I feel like the problems with women, and I'm getting out of this. I feel like I've come out of this. I think that a lot of people who want it so, and no, I wouldn't even say with women. I think people who really want a relationship so badly, they start dating the potential. Like, they have this image of who they want the person to be, whoever that person is. So when they meet a new body, they then try to Like they lose
like
track.
Build-A-Bear, you know, you try to add the attributes to these people, like pick and choose what the good things are and ignore all the bad stuff.
Or even like put on something that they haven't done yet. Like if you hear the person, like you probably have a girlfriend who talks about a guy and it sounds amazing, and then you realize they just had one call, and you're like, okay, how would you know he's great with one phone call? I think that there's this desire to kind of fill in the lines, you know, fill in the, you know, the colors, or however you would say, when there's barely an outline there. It's not to say he's a bad person or she's a bad person, but it's like you're putting all this on them that they haven't even shown you yet. And I think that when we do that, we fall in love with potential. And then it gets harder to really look at what's truly there. Live to Tell says unrealistic expectations, going on this date as expecting to receive and instead of going in offering. And I like that. I like that, saying go with the expectation of giving, because I know a lot of people go thinking like, what am I going to get out of this? How are they going to treat me? But if both people went into it like, how can I give? I think that works better. And what I have started doing is try as much as I can to take the googly eyes out of my expectation. Like go in there like if I was meeting someone of the same sex, you're excited to see the person, you're excited to get to know them, but you don't have these romantic fantasies. And I think when I do that with guys, it's easier. Like, cool, met this guy, worst case scenario, he might just be a good friend, but don't go in being like, this could be the one.
Right, yeah. Absolutely, because you get an illusion of the what could be, and you really aren't paying attention to what is there at the present moment.
Right. I'm excited to have someone who's
really trying not to.
Oh, no problem. You're muted. I don't know if it was intentional. If it was not intentional, just letting you know you're muted.
I said they're testing my patience out here.
Oh, girl. Okay, no problem. Yeah, but I think we do that a lot, you know, and I get these questions submitted to me. You know, I do my anonymous post, my Ask Yoncis, and I've gotten a couple of posts back to back to back, and it was ironic because it was all guys, because that's why I said I shouldn't pigeonhole it, make it women who have this issue. But they were asking questions about what they should do because the woman isn't basically acting right. And the older I get, the more it just seems so cut and dry. If you're not enjoying it and you've communicated, bounce. Like, it's that simple. And I've gotten more comfortable realizing that I deserve to be happy too. And it's not about catering to a guy. It's okay, because I think what happens is we take the data from the guys that are not good and then we apply it to everyone. So if I share what I need in a relationship and a guy doesn't want a relationship and he's not really into me, it's going to seem like too much work and he's going to bounce. But if I take that then to say, okay, well, I'm never going to open up again because guys bounce, as opposed to going, no, those guys bounce because they're the wrong one, then you lose out. And so it's hard for me to unlearn that bad behavior, but I'm doing that where I give each person their own fresh slate, and I'm going to say, hey, this is me, and you can take it or leave it.
Then you also need to have to be okay with bouncing, you know, like if that person isn't fulfilling what their purpose is, or you think their purpose is in your life, then you have to become okay with just saying, all right, this isn't for me, you know, like you either we're going to do this or we aren't, you know, and you have to be okay with it. Timing is everything, and it doesn't mean that in the future things don't pick back where they once were, but you have to be okay with moving on at some point. If things aren't fulfilling, like you're not going to keep eating the same thing if it's not filling.
Right.
If you don't like it, you know, so why do we allow things that we don't like in personal relationships with the opposite sex or with our significant others or whatever? I think it's a bad taste in your mouth. Why do you keep chewing it? You know, so
spit it out.
You have to be okay with moving on. Yeah. Right.
I think it definitely is rooted in a lack of self-love, and I speak from personal experience. And it was this thing, I remember somebody saying, like, if you don't enjoy your time being by yourself, there's probably a self-love issue. And I don't mean like you should never desire company, but meaning if you would rather be in an unfulfilling situation than be completely alone, that's a problem. And a couple years back, I realized that. I craved masculine energy more than I craved peace. Or at least my behavior said that. And then I got to a point where I was like, you know what? Even if I completely clean off my roster, even if I totally I cut it down to nobody, that's okay, because these little crumbs just aren't worth it. And honestly, I can say this honestly, Jen, there was a time where I felt like crumbs are better than nothing because I felt like I was starving. And now I'm at the place where I don't feel like I'm starving anymore. And I'm like, if you don't take your freaking crumb out of here, you don't get somewhere.
And it wasn't my fear of being alone. I think that I had a hard time from like past experiences detaching from people, because once I get strong feelings for them, I feel like they become a part of my life.
Right.
And I have had a hard time detaching from things that are a part of my life. But now it's like, all right, at some point, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Work it,
And by the way, so Denise just came on. I'm super excited that she's here. By the way, Denise, you can change your name to your IG name if you'd like people to know where they can follow you on Instagram. And if that's difficult for you, I can always type it. That's easy. So just let me know. And you're muted, by the way, love. Hey, Monica.
Yes.
The gang is back. The gang is back. So I got to tell you the story about Denise real quick. Hey, love. So
Hey.
we have a mutual friend, and I think she started following me and commenting, whatever, right? So I go to her page, which is normal, and then I see one of my besties has like taken a bunch of her photos. Like, I know his signature style. I'm like, hold on. And my friend is notorious for having all these bomb friends, and so we both ganged up on him like, excuse you, how did you not connect us? Like, we live down the street practically. So I'm really excited. You can get a feel for people very quickly, and so I had a good vibe for her, and so I'm excited that I offered if she would like to come on, and she said yes. I love that impulsive spirit. So
hey,
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you.
I need this. I'm gonna be honest. I got my own whole plethora of things going on, so I'm like, yes.
I love it.
Circle.
We are all figuring it out together. We have Miss Monica here. I don't know where she is in proportion to you, but she's below me right here. We have Jen to my, what is it on my video? I guess it's on my left in the video. Yeah, and then ladies, this is Denise. So we all go way back, and we come in here every Sunday. It's kind of like whoever wants to come in from a little crew, they come in and we talk and whoop-de-whoop. But ladies, we're talking today about being open for love. Oh, it is an all-star cast. We got Cheryl coming on. I'm telling you, these people got my heart right here. So I'm excited. She's connecting. This is my girl. I will call her and be like, look, look, my spirit is heavy, and she be speaking life into me. And so I'm excited. We'll let her get connected in. But this is going to be, we're going to have all the feels today, ladies. So Jen and I were talking about being guarded. And I was saying that, when people say like, oh, I want to protect my heart and all that, I really think that is not even possible. I think it's like an illusion that people have, that they say they're going to guard their heart, but really what it is they're saying, I'm going to block someone access to me, but they're the ones losing out because they themselves are still going through all the feels. I don't know anyone who has figured out how to not have all the feels. I think it's like a level of self-denial. So I was just saying, I think it's better to go in totally open, knowing you can't control the outcome anyway, but just be very diligent to watch for red flags. Because as I was saying to Jen, like, that's not the norm for someone to be like the psychopath who completely just wastes your time. Most people show you signs, like they're not calling a lot, they're not texting, it's not progressing. We see these signs, but we just don't follow them all the time. So we don't kick them out the game. What are you guys' thoughts?
For me personally, I've gone through I started my healing phase probably like 2 years ago. And where I'm at right now, a lot of that comes with personal development and just that self-love. Because once you start to build that muscle, like, you don't even worry about like the energy, because you know how to detect that.
Yes.
Because you're protective of your space. You know the value that comes with your space.
Your peace is being interrupted.
Yes, you know it. So for you, that discernment, having that connection with yourself, you know to trust yourself when that discernment kicks in.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling all the feels because those are the lessons, right? That's going to teach me what I need to, learn from it.
Right.
But I also am with the I'm out type of move too, because sometimes you really just are in my life for whatever amount of time it is.
Yeah.
That season.
Right.
There's a reason or a season.
Yeah.
Some people add a little spice and it's time to go.
Yeah.
Cheryl, I was saying that if anyone wants to put their IG name, they can. That way people who are watching, if they're vibing with someone in particular, they can follow you. And you better come through blazer and chest.
She looking so bomb. I stared right at her like, okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
You better come through, sex therapist. She had her own calling card. She said, "This is what I do, ma'am."
I love it.
Thank you guys. And I'm gonna be completely transparent. I don't know who watching him, but look, I told Yonci I don't feel like putting on the shirt, so I was like, okay, let me just put my blazer on, but not knowing that the blazer really works on covering everything up, so y'all can get with
the blazer off.
Yes, you were right. It is after hours, ma'am. You can dress how you need to. This video is not flagged for children, so we are not bothered.
Wait, so this isn't posted. This is just us?
No.
This isn't live?
No, we're live.
Oh, all right.
You're like, well, I need to make sure my comfort, how safe am
Like, how much do I
I can't breathe.
Exactly.
I mean, like, just jump on. I should probably really, really clarify, right? No, but you look beautiful. It looks like one of those tops. So and I'm trying to get my little wardrobe together, so you give me inspiration. Y'all, can I show you my little cat suit I have on? I got excited because I'm losing a little bit. So I had to go shopping, but I felt kind of cute. I felt kind of cute. I said, I did a post. I said, I will be dressing inappropriately for a 41-year-old in about 6 months. So be prepared. Unfollow me now if you don't want to see it.
You inspired me
for that.
Thank you, Cheryl. Girl.
Well, you didn't see the outfit. I thought you was standing up.
Oh, I did it so fast. Okay, let me move. I don't even know if y'all are gonna be able to see. So is this little like one piece little number?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be cute.
Would you wear that outside?
No, because I just found out through my friend that it is transparent. It is see-through. So basically, and I'm so glad that I ended up talking to somebody because in the daytime, it looks like it's just like almost like a yoga pant material. It's like cottony or whatever. But you know when you wear like not pantyhose because pantyhose are clear, but like tights. You ever seen those ladies who go to like Walmart or whatever and they're wearing
translucent, like the opaque.
Yes.
Tight.
But I've seen people who wear tights in like Walmart and you're like, honey, I can totally see through. Apparently that's this material. So the only way I'd be able to wear it is if I had like something tight around my waist. But I was bummed because I was about to be Catwoman out in these streets, but not today. So
You're about to be flashing, folks.
Left and right, just giving people cheeks. So yeah, I didn't sign up for all that. I thought it was basically like an extended yoga pant, but I was giving a little more than they paid for. So, okay. Kelly says been single for 2 years. At 52 years old in New York City, I had some decent long-term relationships, but nothing that made my heart sing. No kids, great job, etc., but still really hopeful. Thanks a lot. And that's the thing. It's like we don't know when the time is going to happen. I have a friend. Her name is Liz. She's in my group, but I've known her since way before my group. She met her husband in her 40s, and it was both of their first. Neither one of them had kids, but they have the most amazing relationship. And sorry guys, I'm probably looking weird. I'm looking up because that's where you guys are on my screen, but the camera's right here, so I apologize. I'm trying to do a better job of eye contact. But that's when she found her love, you know? So it's really hard to say. And I feel that our job, our duty is to have the best possible time we can in between and not put off. Because I remember talking to this group of ladies. It was a group in Chicago. And I had a speaking engagement, and I said, what stuff would you do if I had a crystal ball and I could tell you exactly when you're going to meet your husband, like the day, the time, whatever. And you saw the light bulb go on. And I was like, that's all the stuff you should be doing now. Don't wait. And I think a lot of times we put so much energy on finding that person that we don't go about establishing, you know, the lives that we want. So
we neglect the preparation.
Yeah, like even stuff that's not even to do with them. It's like, what would you want to travel? Would you want to move? Would you, just do it for yourself.
Would you date yourself?
Yes. And that's that thing I'm finding where it's like, what do I like to do? What stuff makes me happy to where if I don't hang out with anybody, I'm still going to have a really good time. So I'm getting a little too good at that now. I'll be entering hermit territory. People will be like, get out the house, damn it. So
it's so refreshing though. Like when you have that, and I think a lot of people don't realize that that's the most important relationship. You know, that we should be seeking.
Oh.
Is the relationship with ourselves. Like
I was just gonna ask that.
Cutting up.
Yeah, Cheryl, you're cutting up, and I was trying to see if it was me.
You're on the Monica signal tonight.
Oh, she talking trash already.
Monica always teases me about our phone conversations because my phone always goes out.
Oh.
On the line.
I be on the phone with Jen, and all of a sudden it just click out.
And Monica be the worst because Monica be making some really good point, and all of a sudden she's like, and we're like, okay. That's what happened to you, Cheryl. You were making the point, and then you.
Oh wow! Is it better now?
Mm-hmm.
I turned off my Wi-Fi. My kids playing on the game, but
there we go. Let mommy be great.
The most important relationship that we're supposed to have is the relationship with ourselves. And people don't realize that when you meet someone, they're mirroring your energy. So if you don't love yourself, if you're not prioritizing yourself, you're gonna bring in somebody who feels the exact same way as that. But when you honor yourself, you up here, like you're that priority. When people come in, they have to match that vibration.
Yes. And I was saying the thing that's so difficult that I really hope people listening get is that you have to really believe in what you deserve, because if you don't, you're going to base what you deserve on your current experiences. So guy 1 treated you like crap, guy 2 treated you like crap, guy 3 treated you like crap. You might start to think that's what you deserve and this is all you're going to get. Instead of going, no, I've just encountered 3 guys in a row who treated me like crap. And it's interesting. I was telling Cheryl a couple days ago that I'm realizing as I get out there and I have experiences, there is so much self-doubt that I had. And as much as I love myself and my whole platform is on self-love, I'm realizing that there were still areas that I needed to work on because it was so foreign to me to speak up and say what I wanted. And it was like with even female relationships, when I would talk to people and push back and say, no, this doesn't work for me, this is what I want, when they would stay, I would be shocked. And I want to break that. I want to expect that. And then be more so shocked when someone bounces like, that sucks for you. But I had learned so many bad habits, you know.
We also have to make sure we're not putting energy out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's fine.
But some of that energy that you receive is because of the energy that you're exuding out into the atmosphere too.
I was just going to say that, Yeah, also holding your, being able to hold yourself accountable.
Doing well for yourself. Yeah, but the energy, that self-doubt or whatever, the something is what you're putting out that is allowing people to be like, okay, I could do this to her because this is what she's putting out.
Total. And we've all dated guys like that, right? You could tell the guys that felt like it was a privilege. I'm not saying that guys shouldn't be honored to be in your presence, but the ones that are unnecessarily groveling, like, oh my God, like I'm in the presence of royalty. And it's like, it's from a sense of not elevating you, but putting themselves down. And you're kind of like, do I even want to mess with you? Because you seem like you shocked to be here. You know, it's like you don't want to have that energy.
Right. Like, okay, guy, you're scaring me. You know, I get scared easily. Like,
Did you slip in the gate and you weren't supposed to?
making me nervous.
Like, wait a minute. Am I tripping? But for me, I've been in that situation so many times that I started to ask myself, okay, well, what am I, like you said, the energy that you exude is what you start to receive. So that made me realize, like, I had to do a lot of work on myself because I'm attracting some people that,
Look.
what am I doing? So I had to work on myself a lot and realize, like, if I want value in my relationships, I need to start giving myself that value too.
Oh my
Just
God.
having the
And hold
expectations of others and not myself.
And hold steadfast.
Yeah.
Don't accept any discounts.
Right, absolutely. And be disciplined in that. You know, and that comes even with my health and my spirituality, my mental, all of that. If I want these things, I really have to hold myself accountable to give them to myself.
Yeah, and we show people how we want to be treated by how we carry ourselves. And I've always been attracted to men who are like, this is the program and you can either get with it or not. Versus the guy that was a pushover and was like, oh, you want this? Okay, da 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 da. But they also like that too. They like it when you have your own life and you have your own decisions and you don't have to agree with them and you consider yourself to be of a certain caliber. I really underestimated my role in the process. And I'm telling you, I used to be so resentful when people, because especially in my group, when the people in my group would say what Jen just said, which is, you have a lot of accountability for the energy that you're putting out there and what's attracting. And what I realized is you cannot control who's attracted to you because, like we say, bad people like good ish too, but you control who you entertain. And so what I realized is the me of now, that same boogaloo could come into the picture. He's not going to get more than 2 sentences in. And he's going to be on that Jen block plan. He's going to get that block ministry strong. But back in the day, I would have been like, well, he does have 2 eyes and 2 legs. And he does have a job and a car. So, it's like, no. Mm-mm. What I accept changes based on where my self-love is. Yeah. It is completely different. Tony is saying, hey, he is talking crap, Jen. So if you want to clap back, jump in them comments.
I can't even because I'm driving right now, and I think he's taking advantage of that.
He is.
He should come on the live and say what he has
Oh.
to say. Tony.
She said, come on the live and say what you got to say from your chest, homie.
Say it from your chest, Tony.
Say it from your New Yorker chest. What is this? So I don't know your name, but Sketch One Up. How often do you live stream? I live stream on YouTube every Sunday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Central, that's 7, and Eastern, that's 8. So every Sunday I'm here. Y'all, let me know what city and state you're watching from. I see a lot of new faces, not faces, names that I don't recognize. So I would like to say hello to you. If you have a name that is not your God-given name, well, not God-given, I guess it'd be your government name. God doesn't give you names. Drop it so I can say hello to you. Otherwise, I'm going to call you by your screen name. But we come on here. I let my friends come on in and chat about whatever they want to talk about, regarding the topic of the day. Today, we are talking about being open, being vulnerable. I'm looking at this thing. It almost looks like I cut my hair. Okay. I want to talk about this. Are we truly enjoying the process when it comes to dating? Because I hear a lot of people say, oh my God, I hate it, and yada, yada, yada. How do you think you rate on that? Like, as far as just really enjoying the process and absolutely hating it, where are you on this scale?
I'm enjoying it. I'm at the point where I'm enjoying it. I hate the beginning part, like getting to know somebody and telling them what your favorite color is, and what you like to do, what my 5-year plan is, and this, that, and the third. But once you get past that, and then you guys are going to lunch and traveling and doing, I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
Stuff like, I love that. I just don't like the initial part, that awkward stage,
the small talk stage.
Are you gonna be here next week? Right. Like, I don't know if it's like, is he gonna call me back, or am I gonna call him back? Like that, I think that's the part with me anyway.
Yeah.
Is I'm trying to see if I like you. I don't care if you like me. I'm trying to see if I like you.
You better say that, Miss Monica.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes, especially as women, we're just like, it goes back to that pick me mentality.
We want to be accepted. We want to be accepted so badly that we're ignoring.
You want to be perfect. And, you know, you want to make sure your hair is laid right. You know, on the first date, you want to put on your best, you know, perfume or whatever. But sometimes I know I've been in that situation where I don't really think about, wait, do I
even like him? Yeah.
Like he likes me, but oh wait, I don't like him.
And we spent all that energy trying to get him to approve of us, and we didn't even stop. I'm telling you, I have been there. And I'm like, wait, I finally get him, and I'm like, I don't even like this Negro. Mm-hmm. Tony over here talking about there's too many women in the house. I ain't scared or dumb. Tony know where the smoke's at.
Tony.
What about
Tony? Don't talk back in the comments, then Tony.
Him and Anthony and.
See, I'm driving.
Mm-hmm. She got her hands attended too. Oh, hey, Dorinda. Dorinda, let me know if you want to come on. If you do, inbox me, girl. Let me know if you want to come on. I'm gonna be calling my people out when I see them from the group. What about the other ladies? How are you enjoying the process? I see Cheryl over there, big old smile. Ding.
I'm transitioning. I'm not gonna say like I don't like it, but I used to have a roster and it was fun and it was enjoyable, and I did that for a while until somebody came along who was worthy of being exclusive with. But now I'm at a point where I don't want that anymore. I easily attract in a number of different men who can fulfill different needs. And now I just want that in one man. So I'm transitioning. My previous experience, hands down, one of the best experiences that I've ever had. Like just dating, being able to call the shots, being able to say exactly what I want. But I am transitioning. So the verdict is still out on that. And this is like 2 weeks. Transition.
She's new.
Fresh.
And it has been so tempting to be
don't
like,
relapse. Don't relapse. You got this.
Long term. Like, let me go back. I know.
Oh, I love having a roster.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like, it's Friday. Who do I want today? Like,
it's like, you know what? I want to try this restaurant. I know who I'm gonna call. like I love that. I love it. I think I'm at the point now where it's like, you know, I'm enjoying dating versus I just don't want to be bothered. Now it's like, let me just see. You know what I mean? And I put it out there. I have a feeling the next 2 years, I think. Yeah, within the next 2 years, I probably might be engaged. Or I might be married. I don't know.
Yes, put that in the universe.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm dating them all. If someone has the balls to come up and approach me and say hello, you know, what's your name?
She said yes.
Sure can.
I love that.
Absolutely. I'm gonna try something different. Maybe I get a different result.
I heard that.
Thing. It really is addicting. Like once you get that, and it's ego too. It's an ego boost as well. And that was something that I needed because I had been in long-term committed relationships where I lost my identity. I didn't feel like I was good enough. So when you got 5, 6 men at your feet willing to do any and everything for you, it's more like, okay, like now I see how the guys feel. Like this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you know what I was just about to say? I'm still on the fence about the process of dating. Like I don't like getting to know new people. Like that's not my thing. I'm a great communicator, but sometimes I just want to, you know, just be me and not have to figure other people out. So the vetting stage is frustrating to me, but I will say, like, once I was able to get my confidence up to date multiple people at a time, I will say it is, you know, what your grandmother tells you, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, you definitely have options. And if somebody does rubbed you the wrong way, you are able to be like, you know what? This might not be what I thought it was going to be. And maybe next time, maybe next lifetime, maybe not. Maybe you get blocked. But,
she said, I guess I'll see you next lifetime.
It's an amazing feeling of having control over your emotions and being able to take your time through the process. I think when women date, one person and is not in a committed relationship, our emotions get too involved and we aren't able to scale them how they should be scaled. It's like, okay, so of course, if all of your feelings is going into one person, then you're totally committed to that person, whether you're in a committed relationship or not. So I think having other people, you can be interested, you can have a fan's favorite. But if you are dating multiple people, then you definitely have options of crisscrossing. Like if somebody pisses you off one way, you can communicate with someone else. So
what do you do?
It's an amazing experience. And
what do you do, Jen? What do you do if your roster there's a guy that is stepping up and he really likes you? Like, let's say you like this other one, but he's on. So guy A is not committed to you yet, but guy B is really stepping up and he likes you. What do you do then?
But who do you have more interest in? You have more interest in B?
It sounds like she has more interest in A.
Girl, I know you.
Bye, Monica.
What do you do, Jen?
We're not gonna do this on here.
Okay, girl.
I know you. That's a good question.
I know you.
All in her business.
That is a great question, Yonci, and I don't have the answer to that yet. I'm actually in something like that right now. So I do have someone that I prefer, and I do have someone that has actually come back into the picture that is like, I'm ready. Like, pick a house out, I'm ready. And I don't necessarily
John
want that one, but I don't know. We'll see. Ask me in a month.
John said that you block him. That's the answer. The reason why I'm asking,
I haven't blocked anyone in a while. Actually,
yay!
I'm gonna go off camera real quick because I have to go into the gas station.
Okay.
She's had her eggs in a basket.
Her block game is strong. See, here's the thing. This is and you guys know my philosophy on this. My thing is just make sure of who you're dealing with. So to me, if there's going to be a roster, I think the guys in that roster should be treating you also like a roster. Because if you have a guy who's rolling up his sleeves, pulling out, all the stops, doing everything for you, he's wearing his heart in his sleeve and he is trying to win your heart, and you're not into them, I just feel like that is some karma that will come in.
But you know what?
You don't want to you don't want to know that you on a roster of his.
No, you don't want to know that, but I'm saying you could tell when a dude is checking for you. Like, I know guys like me, when they call me consistently, they are like, just...
That's not when I know.
But Yonci, I've had that, and I'm still on a roster. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I could be his favorite, and he could be mine, but we're on each other's roster. Like, it's just... I don't know the science of that yet. This is new to me.
But I feel that, okay, this has been my experience. When a man likes me, he does not hold back. Like, I get men that pour their heart out, who are like, what do I need to do to take you off the market? I see you as the one. Like, they are in it to win it, and it's up to me to decide if I want to go that route or not. Like, for me, if a guy's giving me attention, but it's not progressing, I don't take it that seriously, because I feel like men are very territorial. I feel like even more than women. When they decide, they're like, this is mine. I want this. So they're not going to let me go months on end without there being some sort of an understanding of what direction we're moving in. So to me, I don't feel like there's a lot of gray area. I feel like at the very beginning.
You know what, Yonci? And that's where I'm at. Like, and then that's when I begin to fall back, Monica, because it's like, all right, if if I am feeling you and you're feeling me, then what's the hold up?
Spoiled.
What are we waiting
That's
on?
what it is. She's spoiled. That's exactly.
But that's
Spoiled.
not the issue. That is not the only issue here. I am spoiled, but I spoil too. What I am willing to do for my man as well. So with that being said, I do not mind showing affection and catering to the needs of a man I'm interested in. I don't mind spoiling a man. So that's not it. The problem is when you drag in one foot and step in with the other, then I don't know, are you gonna trip, fall? What are we doing?
But see, for me, I feel like that's that next level. I feel like when a man is dragging his foot, and this isn't speaking down to anyone else's process, my brand new process that I'm trying, I'm like, cut. Either that or my.
And that's where I'm at.
Yeah, because I just
and
feel.
Monica keeps fussing at me about it, but at some point you have to know I'm dope. You do know.
Right. What do they say? It doesn't take all day to recognize sunshine.
This long period of time.
Yeah.
The problem.
They
Sometimes, men, when I'm realizing some of them are simpletons.
I don't disagree, Monica, but here.
And do I want a simpleton? No, I don't.
No, but sometimes, they need to. It takes them, from what I hear, sometimes it takes them a little time, I think.
But if you don't.
What I hear, men know from jump if you're the one or not.
How can you know if they're the one? I don't know. Have any of y'all met a man and be like, "Oh, he's the one"?
Well, I've had it in reverse. I was gonna say I've had it in
but I
reverse.
wasn't the one for him.
I've had it in reverse where the guys.
Did I marry him? Or are you talking to Yonci?
All three of y'all didn't say yes. I've never had.
I married him.
I married him and divorced him.
We all married him and divorced him.
Yeah, I married him and divorced.
Because for me, I got married for all the wrong reasons, but I really felt at the time where my mentality was, where my love for myself was, I really thought as long as he loved me enough, this was gonna be cool.
Right.
Lies.
Right.
I told myself, and I was with him for almost 5 years, and I take that as like, dang, that was 5 years wasted of his time, my fucking time, our money. And,
but was it really wasted?
Yes,
though?
honey.
Like, it's a lesson learned.
I knew from the day before my wedding, I called 3 people and told them, I don't want to do this.
No.
And they all told me I had to.
I thought you said that when you first met him, he was one. How did you know that he was one?
We had an amazing connection. But again, that's because the value I was looking at myself, like that was going to be enough. It was never going to be enough. It was never going to be enough. Where I'm at in my life, like, I'm with Jen. Like, I need you to be spectacular because I'm dope. I'm dope. But back then, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
So that was enough. My mom's approval was enough. Long as he loved me more than I loved him was enough for me back then.
Right.
Oh, I remember them old wives' tales.
I was gonna say.
Love him, then it's gonna work.
Yeah, girl.
And when you ask.
Earrings, so I love big earrings.
This is actually a perfect time. She does have a business selling lots of.
No, I am not on here.
No, I always say if people are willing to give time, to be on and share, because I'm benefiting as well. That is one of the things that I am more than happy to do, which is why I tell people to put their IG on there. So I am all about sharing the love. Y'all are doing me a favor coming on and kikiing. It's way more interesting than me being a talking head. So
I opened the doors to my business too.
Plug. Oh, do tell. Okay, I'm gonna let Denise share. Yes, Denise share, and then Monica plug away. Y'all be on here every single week faithfully, so I don't mind.
But it's funny because the business that she was going to promote is my accessories business, and it's a bigger story to that. That's why I personally don't promote it as that anymore. The idea of it was to showcase my work of bringing something to life as a project manager and it being successful. So it was really just documenting the journey of starting an online boutique, making it successful, getting my money back, and showing people about it. So it is still online business, but ultimately I'm in the process of transferring over to a platform where small businesses can just literally sell their product on my platform for free, because I already have the traffic coming.
Nice.
Like, I successfully built a good following, and they can actually get people to test out their product and they can be a creator and create and not worry about the back end.
That's so
That's
nice.
why I don't really promote it like that, because that's not really what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
But, so I have that, and then I also have a podcast and a blog, and I'm on my second book. So
congratulations.
What are you talking about?
What we're talking about? What we're talking about. My first book did really well. It was about just that moment where I left that marriage. You know, I lost my mom. I was going through postpartum. It was just really taking ownership and saying, like, you know what? I'm better than this. Like, I really can have everything I want in this life if I just go out and get it. So my first book was really just tackling the idea of believing in yourself. Like, you really are enough and you can do it. My second book, on the other hand, is about accountability and discipline. And my biggest struggle is love. So I'm talking about some of my most intimate stories, but it's time that I voice this because I know I'm not the only one going through this. So my second book is very interesting, to say the least.
That's awesome. You selling earrings? You got earrings on your
There's earrings. There was.
Monica goes back to these earrings.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun because I'm actually donating all of my inventory to a community event I'm actually hosting. So I probably will take them down probably by the end of the week or next week. But yeah, thank you.
Well, feel free to bring anything you'd like with you.
I will.
That's awesome.
And Miss Monica, what is this business venture I would like to hear all about?
Girl, it was on Facebook.
As much as I'm on Instagram, I'm never on Facebook. That's the same.
So I finally opened up my real estate firm.
Oh, congratulations!
HOA and property management and real estate. I do wholesaling seminars and flipping seminars as well.
Very nice.
That's great. Congratulations.
So y'all can see her IG information
in San Antonio, and we have one in here.
Very nice. You guys can see her IG information, officially Monica with a K.
Yes.
So spell
and my link tree is on there, so I'll take it to the websites and all that stuff.
Perfect. I'm not going to bust anyone else out, but if anyone else would like to, let me not assume, would anyone else like to share what they do, what their talents are with the world, how they save lives?
Talents?
I'll share mine. I know, right? You said talents, and my mind went right to the gutter. But I am a love and my name is Cheryls Thomas. I am a love and intimacy coach. So I work with both men and women, just helping them build a deeper connection with their partner, as well as teaching those mind-blowing sexual techniques. So my talents are all associated with that sexual energy. At least I think.
Amen. God bless you, lady. Yes.
She's doing the Lord's work, saving marriages.
Take a class.
Yes.
I know. Speaking of class, I do have one coming up on workshops, The Art of Orgasms, and it's just basically teaching women how to own their O. Like, it's for women who have never climaxed, who cannot climax from penetration, who don't climax consistently. I have a workshop coming up. It is. Say that again.
I didn't know that. I mean, I've heard of women that are like that. I just never knew that they existed.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's a high percentage. Only
I actually was one until I figured out how, and then things didn't stop me after.
Really?
Yeah.
It's the majority. It's the majority, Monica. It's the minority that do know.
75% of women cannot climax at all. They fake it.
It wasn't
they don't
on my
know
partner.
what it feel like.
Sorry, Cheryl, not to
Exactly.
correct you, but not that they can't, but that they don't know how. So they can learn how.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
Mind control.
Oh no,
It's mind control.
Monica.
She said that's not my testimony. Thank you.
That's what I said. That's exactly why I did the workshop, is because I have a heart for women who cannot. Like, how are you laying down having sex and you don't have that orgasm? Like, that's the highlight of the sexual experience. I understand that there's pleasure in between, but you're missing it. It's kind of like consuming food and you can't taste it. Like, what's the point?
They got COVID food.
Not COVID Can we all just take a moment of silence for the ladies who have not experienced an O? If we could just...
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Ladies, we feel your pain. Sign up for Cheryls' class. You don't have to continue on in life this way. Okay? Get your whole life. Jen, is there anything you would like to plug? Anything you'd like to share?
I have no plugs. I talk trash for a living right now. So that's it.
Speaking of talking trash,
All
the
I
men,
got.
they are going nuts in the comments.
That is all I have at the moment. I don't have anything else right now.
Okay, she can teach you how to block. Her block game is strong. So if you guys want to learn
No,
how to...
I've been doing great,
That's
actually.
That's
I
good.
haven't blocked anyone in quite some time.
That's very good.
Surprise. Oh no, I lied. I blocked 2 people on your after hour thingy, but that's because they're reckless. You don't have control.
Oof. That's their bad. Y'all, if you are... those of you who are watching who have not smashed that like button, please take a moment to just click that button right there and that was quick. Let YouTube know that this is the type of content more people should see. Thank you so much. So we actually have, I feel terrible. I didn't even realize I had 2 anonymous questions in the queue that have not been posted. So I just said, I'm going to ask them live right here. We don't usually do anonymous questions here. I usually post them in the group or on my Instagram, but I'm going to ask the 2 questions. I did see a comment. Kiki said the excitement of dating a new person and getting ghosted or an unexpected breakup. I don't know if you were going to make a point or ask a question, but I want to hear more about that comment. So go ahead and write that if you want to share. I'm trying to see if there's anything besides this talking trash that I need to read. Wifey materials. Okay, so we got John in here, we got Tony and Anthony. So you got all 3.
What? You got what?
The 3 students.
Yeah, we got the 3. There we go. We got the 3 students. We got Tony,
and John.
Anthony, and John.
Curly, Mo, and what is the other one?
Harry, Larry, and Mo.
Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Oh, Curly. I said Harry, Larry. Hilarious. Okay.
I know you talking crap. I don't know what you say about me.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling. I saw your name pop up on there too. Okay. They were talking about the roster. Y'all have to go back and read it because they had a lot to say. Okay. All right. So let me get to these questions, you guys. So this is the first one. I had a third one that was asked, and I wasn't really comfortable posting it. So actually, you know what? I'm going to share the one that I'm not comfortable posting because you'll understand. Okay. But the question was this. It was from a man, and he said, and I had so many questions, but I didn't want to ask any questions. But he said, if there is a man who identifies as straight, but I don't know if he said gets pleasure from, but he enjoys watching trans women in porn. You see why this is like I didn't want to touch this on Instagram because I don't know about the rules, whatever.
Wait. That's women with the PP, right?
I think anything qualifies as like you could be trans post-op and you could be trans pre-op. So I don't know. This is right. This is what my confusion is. If to me a trans woman wants to be identified as a woman, so if she's doing a good job, she's like you're not gonna be like, oh, she's trans. So I don't even get how that's a fetish, you know what I mean? Like, unless you went somewhere that you knew were going to be, I don't understand it. But his question was, and I just thought I'd ask it here since I said I wasn't going to post it, but he was saying basically, would you date somebody who disclosed that? So if this guy said, hey, I'm straight, I like women, but I enjoy watching trans women porn, would that deter you from...
Wait, what did she say? Please say that again, please.
Who is the guy? He's in the group. Who is he?
He's actually not in the group from what I understand because he hit me on my Chasing Yonci page. He did not submit it within the group.
I mean, look, I think that...
She said who it is.
That's a deep question because now you're blocked, sir, because what? I don't understand.
I mean, I wouldn't block him. I wouldn't block him. I just know that he and I have no future.
You you would block him down there.
Close for comfort.
I mean, is it?
I would be cool with him. I would still be cool with him. I would respect him, his transparency and his honesty. I would respect it, but I think I would feel that I'm not enough.
Oh.
It's one thing for him to watch. It's one thing for him to watch girl on girl porn or straight porn, but that's like a fetish in a way, and
fetish is a fantasy, and if you just haven't fulfilled that fantasy, so you're doing it through porn, and that's a problem for me because it's not a factor of inadequacy on my part. It's the factor of, are you not living in your true self?
Correct.
And that's I don't need you to drag me along on the trip.
I think for me that would be the biggest piece, because typically what we watch is something that we're intrigued by. It's something that we want more of. So if you're Googling that and looking for that information, there's something about it that's enticing to you. Something that you want about it. So for me, that would be no. I'll pass.
It's a no for me to go.
But I do
definitely,
feel like
you can put me down for a hard no. But
you're blocked. Don't be a hard no and block.
Monica said. So
I would put me along on your transitional phase through life. I'm good.
Transitional phase, no pun intended.
I would still be cool with him, but that's
good luck.
Okay, so
I would ask questions. I would definitely ask questions, and I could probably introduce him to one of my girlfriends.
Okay, so just actually letting this person know on YouTube if you want to tune in, because she had a question. Okay, so here's her question. Let's see, live now. Let me give her my link. Y'all see, I be trying to go above and beyond for folks. I am giving them live feedback from everybody watching. Okay, I just sent her the link. All right, so here's her question. She said, can you please put the question on your page? What do you do if your spouse or significant other stops financially supporting you?
What?
She said, what's that?
Wait, it was so bad that your signal went down. What'd you say?
You know what?
The internet was like, I rebuked that in the name of Wi-Fi. She said,
your Wi-Fi ain't like that question. It's upsetting you and your homegirl.
It's upsetting me and my homegirl.
She said, what do you do if your significant other or spouse stops supporting you financially?
You're supposed to have your own damn money anyway.
But wait, your spouse lives with you, right? You're in a two house.
No, they're in a one income household.
Wait.
What do you?
You want her to get a job.
You know what?
You want her to get a job.
y'all are hilarious.
Hey, babe, can I talk to you? You gotta go get a job. And you go get a job.
She said, so her options are get a job or get a job.
You should have been at a job.
Oh no, the Wi-Fi got her too.
Then you must be between the bush.
Between a bush.
Where are you going, Jen? You've been driving for a while. Where are you going?
I dropped my daughter off to college today.
Oh.
I told you that earlier in our text message.
No, you said you were helping her move. I didn't know that she was.
I said I was moving her in her house.
Oh, bless her heart. Yeah, I feel like I need way more. I feel like I have more questions than answers at this point. I would want to know, what was the situation going in? Like, did he ask you to leave everything that you had known and come move with him, and now you're dependent? Like, I would need to know so much of the backstory. How did you get to a point where you are dependent upon him financially? Or is it a situation?
I was going to say, she should have had a side hustle all along anyway, regardless.
Because it's like, is this a, what is it called? Like, is this a, like supplement, or is this like complete dependency? These are all the questions because I feel like you can't make anyone do anything they want to do. Bottom line, that would be my answer. You can't make anyone do anything. So if he doesn't want to, and that's literally her question, like, what do? You don't do anything in regards to that person. You just make your own.
Make you some money.
I got a caveat.
Yes.
I got a caveat because I get this question a lot from men. being an intimacy coach. They say, what do you do when your spouse stops having sex with you?
Woo!
Like, it's not like you can take care of that on your own. And I see the same thing financially, the same thing that I tell them about the sexual piece is the same thing I tell them about the finances. Like, what was the agreement going in? You have to communicate why that changed. Did they ever have sex with you? Like same thing with her. Did they ever support you financially? Like, what was that agreement? What was the complete story behind it? It's not just black and white.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And ironically,
I don't know.
Monica was troubled in her spirit.
I would also need to know what circumstances change. Like, sometimes things change within, different seasons of relationships. So if he's requesting that, is something different? Is there a different dynamic? Are there kids involved? Did you start off with 0 and now y'all got 6?
Clearly, there was some mistakes.
Now, interesting.
So, I mean, are your kids older now and you've been home taking care of them?
Right.
They, a stay-at-home mom, and now they're all in school, and now you got to get off your butt.
Yeah, but when she said that her husband is going to stop financially supporting her, so he's going to stop paying the bills. He is not going to pay.
And that's why I said, don't they live together? Because where they live at? Do they live in separate houses? He just ain't going to pay her phone bill and her car note.
Maybe stop supporting her habit, her shopping habit. That's
a problem for me.
She should have had a job.
She needs to explain the why.
Side hustle.
He
in
said,
the day of COVID, you can work from home.
He said, I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. Okay. Sounds like she was having a hot girl summer. Not enough data to.
Anthony.
Yes, actually, that was sketch 1 up. I said there's a lot of new names on here this week.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
The unexpected end of dating someone is painful to me. Oh, got you. Okay. So we have one more question, and ironically, it's like almost the same thing as Cheryl just mentioned. She said, "How do you approach your long-term partner when they're not meeting your sexual needs at all? ... at all.
So you're not even. They ain't even.
I'm like, come on, Cheryl. I'm waiting.
I say, which I say all the time, it's all about communication. Have you communicated your needs? Have you expressed this to your partner? Like, did things change? Like, especially, I don't know if it's a male or a female. Like, with age, things happen. With women, their libido change. Men, different things change in their bodies. So it's all about communication. Monica, you are hilarious. There's a lot of options for that. But yeah, exactly. But it's all about like getting to the bottom of it. What was the root cause? It's not black or white. Like did you communicate it? What needs are not being met?
Right.
Did you go into the relationship, because this is a big thing. A lot of people go into the relationship expecting it to change. Like, I feel like that's the most foolish thing like you can ever do. Like,
they're wishing upon a star.
If there was none in the beginning, why did you get married and thinking that things were going to change down 10 years down the line? Like,
now, I will say this. Someone very close to me confessed and said, I realized subconsciously I wanted to woo my husband. So I was so, I was in this whole role that was not me. And she and I could not be any more opposite because, but she, like, to the point where she wouldn't even want to talk sex to me. Like, normally, you could girl, and it was like, she's just very, I don't want to say prudish, that has a negative word to it, but she's not very open when it comes to sex. She's not very sexually free. She's just not her jam. I really think she could do without sex, like in life. And, here she gave this impression. I know for me, I would be traumatized. Like you gave me a representation that was dramatic. But I want to say this, and it's crazy. It's already 10 after. We've already been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. But so we're going to be wrapping. But what I will say this, I have had so many friends hit me up and ask me for relationship advice. And the funny thing is, they will express themselves perfectly and then say, how do I talk to my boyfriend? How do I talk to my girlfriend? How do I talk? And I'm like, rewind that tape because you did it perfectly. And there's something psychological that's happening in our mind that's sabotaging us and making us feel like we can't speak to someone. And what I'm realizing is, and Cheryl knows this because I've been giving her my little, along the way, my little updates because I'm so excited for myself. I'm finding my freaking voice, and I'm more concerned with not being my authentic me than I am of bothering the other person. And I feel like this doesn't help the people who are already married and booed up. But if you're not married, you still have a chance to get out. Have this in the back of your mind, or if you're new, best thing is if you're new. If you don't feel like you could be comfortable speaking to that person, and it might not be because of them, it could be about you and your own things that are going in your head, that is a problem. Because literally communication is everything. And if you're not comfortable talking about certain things, how are you going to talk about what you do and don't want in bed? How are you going to talk about how you want to handle money? How are you going to talk about how you're going to raise kids? You have to be able to talk to this person. So damn sexual chemistry, damn all the other stuff. Are you compatible when it comes to communication? Because that is the crux of everything. You have your own needs. And here's the thing. You might be compatible in 2021. But 10 years down the line, you're going to be a whole different version of yourself. And the needs that you had in 2021 are going to differ from 2031. And you need to have a come to Jesus kiki with your person and be like, look, babe, I used to like missionary, but now I want to swing from the chandeliers. Or I used to like to swing from the chandeliers, and now, you know what I mean? Like, I used to be a night owl and want to go out. Now I'm all about the early morning. Like, you have to be able to
Wait
have
a minute, baby. These knees getting kind of old.
You ain't got them Megan knees when you're in your 50s. Oh, my God.
I had that issue before in one of my relationships, and I would try to communicate often, but I didn't realize that counseling is so important in relationships, because there's going to be times where you can't communicate properly. You don't know how, maybe there's some type of trauma there that makes it really difficult for you to communicate. And I've experienced that in the relationship where we didn't have sex for years. I'll just say that. And, counseling,
Cheryl just had chest pains.
So in such a toxic space with myself. You know what I mean? It was just the growth is ridiculous. But just looking back on those moments, there was so many red flags for me, you know what I mean? But the things that you allowed and tolerated. But just back to that, it's hard to communicate in some situations. I think him and I just did not know how to talk through it. And counseling was tried on my behalf so many times, but it was never reciprocated because no one believes in counseling all of a sudden. You know what I mean? It was a lot. So I totally agree, but I also understand that there may be situations where it's difficult to communicate that. Yeah. Depending on where the two are, mentally with their, their mindsets. But
I would say 100.
I think a lot of times people are afraid to tell somebody who they're interested in because they're afraid of rejection.
Yes, 100%.
And they're afraid of, now you done said something, so I don't want to be with you no more. So they're afraid of being by themselves. So they try to appease somebody. But when it comes to sex, me personally, I love sex, but it's that little gray area when you're not in a relationship with somebody. Because when you're in a relationship, it's like let's you know what I mean.
You get a different person in the relationship,
right? Yeah. Versus when you're still getting to know them, it's like, I ain't trying to have you run all this mileage up on my body, and you know what I mean. So it's kind of like that I don't want to give you, I don't want to do because I've had that conversation with a guy that I'm dating, and how much times a week do you want to have sex? What is
the important questions?
Right, because I ask because I know how I am when I'm actually in a relationship, right? And I know that things change, having a child and life and work and all this stuff can change where it's like, I don't feel like doing it. Weight gain, you know what I mean? Internal issues, whatever. But that's that little gray area where it's like, okay, wait a minute, we're not in a relationship, so I don't want to be doing all this stuff on you and have you do all this stuff to me. And it's like, we don't even go together.
He said 35 times a week. I'm more bad.
You know what? And I tell people all the time, when you ask for a number, take that number and divide it by 2. Some situations divide it by 3. and that's the real number.
People be
because
bragging.
People, I remember when I got married. Oh my gosh, my husband be like, "I'm very like sexual, like I'm very intimate, once a week."
Ooh.
But a lot was different, you know. Our we had two different versions of what a lot was. Once a week was good.
What?
Like, nah, bro.
She said, if I'm not sore and limping.
You said you went years. How many years was that?
So he started sleeping on the couch like our second year of marriage. So I would say like almost 3.
Well, you know, my mama always said, don't you ever put your husband on the couch because he's a lot closer to the door.
Oh no, baby, that was optional.
Right.
I didn't do that.
No. I know that. That's why my mama said on the couch because
you know, I mean, but again, I'm thankful for where I am because I'm so glad I'm not that woman anymore.
How did you? I know me, I get very irritable.
But you don't have a choice. When someone shuts down, this is my thing. When a man shuts down, people want to paint men to be these driven by sex, you know, one-dimensional people. Mm-hmm. But with men, I have found men tend to be more sensitive than women. They just don't show it the same way. Yeah. So when a guy does not feel connected to his partner, he shuts down. And I don't always think that it means he's going to be with somebody else. That stress starts to take a toll on their health. If they're stressed out at work, it messes with their libido. So there's so much stuff that goes into it. But I feel like these are all things that come out when you really spend time with someone. Obviously, if they go into something, it's different. But you admitted you guys had a lot of issues. Like, you weren't really super into him. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into play. And, you know, I don't really share about anything outside of me because for me personally, I don't like sharing anything that involves somebody else. But I will just say, I know a lot about this topic. And that is a thing that to me, I don't want to say it scares me because I don't like to move in fear, but it makes me very diligent to do my due diligence now because I'm like, I'm not in a rush to get in a relationship. I want to be in the right relationship because there's nothing worse than feeling stuck and feeling like you can't go anywhere and you're at the mercy of this person. And that's why I say, and I'm going to close with this, the 2 things that I say to look out for, if you guys have never heard me say it, because I say this all the time in my group, pride and self-centeredness. Those are the 2 things, do not pass go. People can be flawed, people can have issues, and you can work past stuff, you can communicate. But if you have any of those 2 issues, from my personal understanding of life, you can't move past it. Because it does not matter how much you communicate, how well you communicate. If they are self-centered, they're not going to give a darn about you being unhappy. They're going to basically be like, do you figure that out on your own? You on your own. And they're going to be that person that's your roommate, and that's just up to you. They're not going to go to counseling with you. They are just like, oh, well, guess that sucks for you. And then you have a person who's prideful. They do know what to do. They actually want to do it, but they're so into their ego, they're not going to do it. I'm not going to go to counseling. Nobody going to tell me about my own life. If I can't fix my own life, how can some stranger? We all heard what guys say. So I just say look out for those 2 things because anyone else, you can really work through that. And I would say from my own personal experience, I can tell a lot about a person early on in the getting to know each other stage when I share something that's difficult, how they receive it. So if they make me feel small, if they make me feel like I'm not heard, if they tease me about it, if they're dismissive, all that stuff, that is like top of my list. Because when we get into it, that's how they're going to be with my feelings. And that's, you know, ultimately what it is. I don't think we struggle with saying how we feel. I think we struggle with feeling like it's a safe space to say how we feel.
Right.
We're really getting into it.
No, I say how I feel regardless.
I feel like I can see that in you, Monica. I do. I don't really see you struggling with that.
Look, listen, on my little report cards, we're all around the same age. But we had that it was like that yellow not translucent, but the carbon copy that you take home. And so they wrote on the white piece and they gave you the yellow piece. And I always say, she's a bright student. Oh, but she always has an opinion. You're damn right. My mama told me to speak my mind. And I sure do all the time.
Oh, my God. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
Let's see. Natasha says stress is inevitable, so try to proactively help your partner with their stressors within reason. He said Matumbo in the house. Okay, that's a sports reference. Sorry, that went over my head. We know why Monica chooses violence daily. So silly.
Who said that, Tony?
Yes, and oh my God, they out of control. Anthony's talking about, is she driving for the D? No, they said she's driving to take her kid to college. Oh my God. Okay.
He said, "Am I driving? What? No.
Driving for the D.
Therapist.
And he didn't mean delicious desserts.
Oh, okay. So you know that gray area that I was talking about, where you're not in a relationship, but you're just dating, and you don't want to kind of throw your body count up. So like, what do you? Because I can't be in a relationship that I don't know how the D spin.
Oh.
Like I need to look.
We getting into
My
it now.
recommendation is always build that emotional.
Somebody, I just called the old person back.
What just happened?
Wow, that sounded deep too, y'all.
What just happened? No one's mouth was moving, but yet I heard a voice. That's why I was like, what is happening?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, try it again.
Somebody else on?
That's what I was looking.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Cheryl.
So it's all about building that emotional connection. Do you have that emotional connection with him or with the partner who you're considering? Are you guys mentally compatible where you feel like you're on the same page and there is something that can come out of this? And then spiritually, do you have the same spiritual beliefs, moral values, or are they compatible? They don't have to be the exact same thing. But I say you establish those three things first and then have at it. Like, if you feel drawn to it, follow your intuition and go that route. But I say if those three things are not established, hold on to it, because when you introduce that early on in the picture, typically the woman starts to feel as if she's falling in love with them because of the hormones that are released. And for men, it's a simple pleasure. They can hit it and keep it moving. Exactly. And especially if you're climaxing. Yes, especially if you're climaxing, because your brain is conditioned to seek this person for pleasure. And it's going to keep having you go back to it's like an addiction. So if you don't have those three things established,
it's an addiction.
Just hold off.
It's an addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, I love it. I love it. But if you do have it and you guys are on the same page, then I say have at it, because all it will do is heighten the experience.
Well,
and then if you turn out to be an F boy, then it's like, now I'm upset.
See, but then you know that going in,
exactly.
There's different signs and boundaries and standards that you have in place that will tell you if he is an F boy before you even get in bed with him.
Before he becomes an F boy. Okay, it's getting late. Y'all, I want to wrap this here. I hope you guys come back next week. You guys, for everyone who is new here, thank you so much for jumping on. We have fun like this all the time. I just took a little hiatus. I don't know. It was a couple weeks. I don't know, latest how long it was. But it feels so good to be back. And I'm so used to having these marathon 5-hour lives. It's so weird to cut after an hour. But I have to. People are like, we don't have long attention spans. Okay. But anyway, I love that you guys are on. I'm going to do my formal closeout so you guys know the drill. You can either mute yourself or you can exit stage left. But I'm going to tell the good people of YouTube good night. Let's see here if I can get my little screens together. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to do this before I go on. Y'all keep praying for me that I get a technical person that can do all of my stuff for me so that I could just be great during the live stream and I don't have to worry about doing all this. All right, hold on a second, guys. Let me do my little formal. And by the way, if you're watching and you haven't dropped your city and state, please shout it out so that I can shout you out. Okay, so I think I got it together. All right, let's try this now. We'll see if this works. All right, guys, let me know if it's frozen if you're watching, because it looks frozen on my end. Okay, there we go, unfroze. I think I'm figuring out why it does what it does. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you guys haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can be notified of everything that we have going on. As always, if you want to advertise with me, you can. Oh, I forgot the screen's gonna move when people go off. All right, so we're just gonna pretend like you guys can see me. Let's see, which way do I have to go? I think I have to go this way. All right, y'all. Pray for me that I have an assistant that can do all this stuff for me. Until next time, you guys, tell someone that you love them. I'll see you next time.